The year is packed with game releases ranging from brand new IPs to highly awaited sequels and potential dark horses. But apart from those confirmed releases, the games industry has no shortage of murmurs and rumors about games that might be in development and could potentially see a release in the near future. With this feature, we've compiled a list of 15 rumored Xbox Series X and S and PS5 games that you probably didn't know are in development. Silent Hill: The Short Message. Konami is gearing up for a major Silent Hill revival with not one but 3 new projects in the works. Namely, Silent Hill 2 Remake, Silent Hill F, and Silent Hill Downfall, but there's a major possibility that another game might also be in development at Konami, as has been indicated by ratings for the same on the Australian Classification Board. The game will reportedly be set in modern-day Germany and is being described as an exploration based on psychological horror adventure. More details might surface in the near future, and we'll be on the lookout for that. God of War Trilogy Remastered. The God of War series is at an all-time high with the runaway success of Ragnarok, and Sony Santa Monica seems to have big plans for the future of the franchise. The team might be working on a God of War Trilogy Remaster for PS5, as per a statement from Xbox Era's Nick Baker. It's believed that the remastered trilogy will be announced this year, with a probable release date of late 2024 or 2025. The prospect of revisiting Kratos' Greek adventures is pretty tantalizing for both newcomers and veterans alike, and we're looking forward to this rumor eventually bearing some fruit. Horizon MMO. Guerrilla Games' Horizon brand has morphed into a household name in PlayStation's ever-growing roster of first-party releases, and for good reason. Horizon's post-apocalyptic world presents a beautiful dichotomy of the future and the past. And that world is ripe for telling all kinds of stories, from linear VR adventures to sprawling open-world epics. According to a Korean media outlet, an MMORPG based on the Horizon universe might be in the works at NCSoft under the codename Project H. While that information lines up with Sony's recent push towards embracing live service games, there isn't much to go on about it at this point in time. That said, there's definitely quite a lot of potential in such a project, and we would love to see how it all eventually shapes out. New Sonic game. Sonic Frontiers has been received pretty well by fans, and the series might be set up for a redemption arc, with another game supposedly in the works. According to reports, a new platformer might be released in 2024, alongside DLC for Sonic Superstars. Details apart from this information are non-existent at the moment, so we'll all have to wait for some time to know more about it. Gears 6. If there's one Xbox staple that has yet to make a native debut in the current generation of consoles, it has to be Gears of War. Developer The Coalition is known to be working in a support role for Perfect Dark, but according to the Xbox Era podcast, a potential Gears 6 might also be coming in the near future. It's allegedly in full production at the moment, but there's no word on when it will be revealed or released. But taking what we've heard at the moment, Gears 6 will most likely be announced sometime this year. Metal Gear Solid 1 Remake. Konami surprised everyone with the announcement of a full-fledged remake of Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater last year, but rumors previously suggested that they would be remaking the original Metal Gear Solid in partnership with Blue Point Games. Now, though, reports have suggested that the remake has been in development for several years at this point, and that it would be the developer's next big project post-Delta Snake Eater's launch. We're not sure who the developer is, and the reports claim that the game will be a PS5 exclusive. Suffice to say, we're definitely going to keep our fingers crossed and hope that this comes out to be true. God of War Ragnarok DLC. Ragnarok turned out to be an excellent sequel to the 2018 original, and that's saying something since the first game is widely considered to be one of the best action-adventure games of recent memory. Ragnarok not only improved upon the combat, but it also crafted a compelling tale that consistently keeps you on the edge with stunning revelations and unexpected plot twists. Following the recent release of the Valhalla DLC, the developer has teased upcoming content for the game in a cryptic fashion. Furthermore, there have been reports that a new story DLC focusing on Atreus is under development. There's not much to go on at this point, but there's definitely a ton of potential when it comes to exploring new kinds of stories within the universe. The Last of Us Part 3. Naughty Dog's multiplayer ventures came to a halt last year, but there's a ray of hope for the series' future in the form of a new entry. As per a recent leak, The Last of Us Part 3 will put series director Neil Druckmann back in his seat, but not much is known apart from that. Between the TV adaptation's runaway success and the ending of Part 2, there's a big possibility that The Last of Us Part 3 might be a real thing. Of course, more details will hopefully surface soon enough, and we'll keep our eyes peeled for that. New Need for Speed. Need for Speed Unbound might not have been a breakout success, but Criterion might be gearing up for another try with a new Need for Speed game in the works. According to job listings posted online, the company is working on a project that's primed to take the series to the next level, and the gameplay aims to be visceral and authentic. Judging by the information, the project would most likely be in its earliest stages, so there's definitely quite a bit of time before we get to see any concrete information about the project. Resident Evil 9. Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil 3 remakes, despite the latter being underwhelming, were great hits, and with the way Resident Evil 7 and Village turned out, it was always expected that the developer might be working on a sequel. According to reports, Resident Evil 9 is targeting a 2025 release date. We hope that the game manages to strike the right balance between action and horror, like Village, and not lean too much on the latter like what happened with Resident Evil 6.
A man who spent his entire life trying to destroy the world, and now his son is the only one who could save it.
And here I am coming to rescue him.
The man who killed his father. Like I said.
Far Cry 7. Despite a tepid critical reception, Far Cry 6 had some really strong sales, so it isn't a surprise that the series will be continuing in the near future. The rumor mill seems to back that sentiment up, and prominent industry insider Tom Henderson has stated that Far Cry 7 is planned to be released in 2025, and that it will be using the developer's in-house Snowdrop engine. The report also states that the game will feature a non-linear story revolving around rescuing your family from the clutches of a conspiracy group, and that the narrative will morph according to your decisions during critical moments. It looks like Far Cry 7 might be breaking new ground in certain aspects, so we'll be on the lookout for more details on the matter in the coming months. Tiny Tina's Wonderlands 2. Tiny Tina's Wonderlands proved to be an amazing experience, and the foundation of ideas presented in the original is ripe to be built upon with a sequel. As per a mention in the LinkedIn profile of technical director Randall R., Gearbox has already started work on the game. It's apparently being built using Unreal Engine. The fact that the mention dates back to 2022, we can expect an announcement in the coming months. The Elder Scrolls IV Oblivion Remake. It's going to be quite some time before The Elder Scrolls 6 hits the ground, but fans can rejoice in the hope that a potential Elder Scrolls 4 remake might be in the works at Virtuous, and that this is reportedly targeting a late 2024 or early 2025 launch. The information comes from someone who claims to have worked at the studio, and the remake will be using a combination of Unreal Engine 5 and the original engine, which is somewhat fascinating. Either way, it's a big project, and getting to experience such a classic in all its high-fidelity glory will be a lot of fun. Clock Tower. Clock Tower used to be a household name in the horror game scene back in the 1990s, but it's been well over 2 decades since that last entry in this bygone franchise. However, developer Sunsoft might be gearing up for a revival with a new game set to release at some point in the future. The said game was supposed to be a part of the developer's recent announcement stream as per prominent leaker Duke Gollum, but nothing substantial came out of it. The fact that we're getting a Clock Tower remaster this year adds some credibility to this rumor, but it looks like we'll have to wait some time to hear more on the matter. Project Gummy Bears. Bungie of Destiny fame is known to be working on a new marathon game, but a recent report from the Game Post seems to suggest that the developer is also working on a project codenamed Gummy Bears. The said game is known to be a competitive team-based shooter, but what makes it interesting is that it will also incorporate real-time strategy elements into the mix. Recently posted job openings back that sentiment, so there's a good chance that such a thing exists, and it will be revealed in an official capacity sometime in the near future. That's all for now. If you enjoy what you saw, please hit the like button. And if you're new to the channel, now is a great time to subscribe. We upload brand new videos every single day. After subscribing, don't forget to enable all notifications by clicking the bell icon. Thanks for watching this video, and we'll see you next time, right here on GamingBolt.